Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. Episode number 3 of Uncle Tom's Cabin, your weekly visit with yours truly. We're going to talk about books, mine and other people's, the state of affairs of the world today, music, anything else you want to talk about. We only had a couple of viewers so far. And so hopefully you'll pass the word and some people will come around, and hopefully I'll say something worth you stopping by for. So I thought today we'd talk a little bit about my oldest and my newest book. I'm in the process of finding some other authors to be on the show to talk about their books. And so first, my oldest book was the very first one. This is a new cover, brand new cover. Mr. Mulligan, The Life of Champion Armless Golfer Tommy McAuliffe. It's my grandfather. It's a true story. He was in Ripley's Believe It or Not twice, which is pretty rare. Lost both of his arms in a streetcar accident and taught himself how to play par golf. Played with Arnold Palmer, Walter Hagen, Bobby Jones was a good friend of his and actually made him a set of custom clubs. He was a purveyor of the full-bodied swing. You know, when he tucked the club up underneath his shoulder there, as you could see, and then would use his entire body to hit the ball. Now, it wouldn't go very far, you know, maybe 200, 250 yards, but it was always really straight. And he was hellacious on the greens. So back in its heyday in the 30s and 20s, golf was a big thing. And they actually had exhibitions, nighttime golf exhibitions where cars would line up with their headlights and these guys would see who could drive the ball the furthest or do trick shots on a green, those kind of things. And then later on, he basically used golf to make inroads in Congress and was instrumental during the Roosevelt administration for helping pass laws, anti-discrimination laws against people with disabilities or handicaps. One of the things he always used to say was, the only handicap you have in life is a mental one. He was really kind of the very first purveyor of tough love, you know, believed that people were as happy or as successful as they made up their minds to be. And so that was Mr. Mulligan, The Life of Champion Armless Golfer Tommy McAuliffe. Sometimes life is a do-over. And then there's a companion piece to that nobody really seems to know about. It's basically the original manuscript that he typed out one letter at a time on a Royal typewriter. The philosophy of winning. And so that's available as well. So that was my very first book, and that came about by, we found a trunk, and I told you this story before, we found a trunk in the attic with a bunch of notes and manuscripts in it, and thank God we did, and put that story out into the world, and we're actually talking with a company about maybe making it into a movie. And then my brand new one, the sequel to Leviathan Protocol, it's called Thirst. They're here for the water. And that's exactly what it says. It's 300 pages, and it is all it's illustrated, which is kind of nice. There are nice illustrations to help you with the story. I'll just read the back of it for you. Blending speculative science, real-world geopolitics, and heart-stopping suspense, Thirst is a stunning sequel that expands the mythos of the Leviathan Protocol into a breathtaking global saga. For readers of thrillers, award-winning author Tom McAuliffe delivers an unrelenting tale of survival, sacrifice, and the question that haunts every contact in the quest for Earth's most precious resource, H2O. They came as guardians, they stayed as watchers, now they're returned as takers. Book number 2 in the Leviathan Protocol. We may do a book number 3 too. And that book is out now. Amazon, Kindle, Barnes & Noble, Apple Books, and is doing quite well. Thank you very much. And I really appreciate your support. It's difficult being a writer these days because most people don't, everybody is really busy and they don't have time to leave reviews. But that's one thing that you can do that really helps, good or bad. Everybody's not going to like everything. So, if it's not so good, still leave a review. Just a couple of sentences. That's a big help. If you want to send questions, this is going to be kind of a short one, only about 10 minutes. But if you wanted to send questions, you can send them to Tom at nextstopparadise.com. That's the name of our publishing company, Next Stop Paradise Publishing. And I did get 2 questions. One from a woman named Dolly in Northern California. And Dolly asks, where do you come up with your ideas for your books? Boy, that's a great question. I've always had an overactive imagination. The Sisters at Perpetual Mercy would probably tell you that he's got an overactive imagination. But I like true stories. I like stories that are based on a true story. I just watched, for example, The Imitation Game last night about the code breakers in Great Britain, one of which was a homosexual and was discriminated against because of his sexual orientation, but helped end the war and break the Enigma Nazi code machine. The code, helped break the code. And it all started too, not only with my grandfather, but the movie Hidden Figures. And when I saw that, I'm pretty up on things. I'd try to follow along. And I had never heard of the 3 gals from NASA and Hidden Figures. One of which, of course, invented the Fortran computer language, which is amazing. And the other one, we wouldn't be in space without her. And so I just said to myself when I saw that story, I said, what other stories have either been, I believe, purposefully neglected or hidden, and or that we just don't know about. And so I was bound and determined to make sure that some of these stories see the light of day. And I kind of am mingling the nonfiction and fiction genres in that we take a little bit of nonfiction and then extrapolate via our research what we think might have happened. For example, my book, Off the Rock, about the 1963 escape from Alcatraz. We don't know what happened after those 3 prisoners broke out of that federal penitentiary and went into the San Francisco Bay, but my research indicates that there is a probability of stuff that happened. So we weave that in together. And check that out. That's another great book called Off the Rock. But that's kind of where I get my ideas, is from real world stories, stories that basically we've neglected to tell. And I think it's vital that those stories get documented before we all slide off this mortal coil. You can find all of my books too. By the way, I want to mention too the Smashword sale. Every July they have like a Christmas in July sale, and they are on special. All of my ebooks are on special, 50% off. Can read them right on your phone, your tablet, your laptop, whatever you want. I've also gone through and redone all of my ebooks so that they look much, much nicer now, more photography in them. That's something that I do that a lot of authors don't do, a lot of fictional authors don't do, is include any illustrations or pictures. I think pictures help tell the story, and I'm a very visual person, so that's why I like that. Also want to mention, in addition to the Smashword sale, smashwords.com, or see the link in the note descriptions down there. Also want to mention that all of my books are, or soon will be, on Apple audiobooks. All of my books will be being turned into audiobooks and will be available for the next 6 months exclusively at Apple audiobooks. So go by and give one of those a listen. Hey, thanks so much again for coming by and visiting. Episode number 3 of Uncle Tom's Cabin. The books, essays, and stories of yours truly, author Tom McAuliffe. Please go by and visit my website. There's always a lot of great information on there. Sign up for the newsletter, which we're starting up this summer. And you can visit me there at www.authortommcauliffe.com. That's www.authortom, I spell McAuliffe, McAuliffe.com. www.authortommccauliffe.com. Hey, thanks so much for stopping by. You make it a great day. We'll see you next week.